Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Adriana coming at you with another video. And today, as you can tell by the title, I have a list of 25 things, 25 life lessons that I've learned before 2025. I know it's way past the beginning of 2025, okay? Leave me alone. Military, in a different country right now. Been busy working, okay? And also, your girl got some new tattoos. I'll insert videos. And then I also have a hidden tattoo that not even my family knows about. So y'all better keep this a secret if I show y'all. Can I trust y'all? Don't tell my family now. But yeah, we did it. And y'all will meet him eventually. He a little camera shy. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Remember to like and subscribe down below. And let's get to it. All right, y'all. So I have my list on my laptop, so bear with me here. We're gonna get right into it, okay? So number one, say no. I know some of these sound so basic, but I'm gonna dive into it, so just like, bear with me, okay? Bear with me. But number one, say no. It's okay to say no to hanging out with people or doing things. You don't have to feel guilty about saying no. And that's one of my biggest issues, and I definitely learned a lot about it this year, is I always push myself to do stuff even though I know I don't want to do it. Say no. Also, consent, you know? Say no. Yeah. If you don't feel like doing something, don't do it. So I showed a lot with that this year. But yeah. Number two, your money is your money. You don't have to give it to anyone or help others out. Now, it's okay to help out your friends here and there, but I'm sure we all have that one relative that's always in a bad place and doesn't know how to properly save money. Mom. Sorry. Had something in my throat there. But they always asking you for money and stuff. And obviously they're my family, so I'm gonna help them out. But after a while it gets old because it's like, why am I having to parent you and help you with this stuff over and over and over again? So it's just like, your money is your money. Save it for what you want, spend it on what you want, aka the tattoo. But yeah, that was another lesson I learned a lot about, not even just this year, but a lot in the past. Number three, be selective with who your friends are and who you surround yourself with. So if y'all have been subscribed to me for a while, I've probably talked about Mika and Adrian before in a video, and there's some really bad people that I got into a mix with. Whenever I first came to my ship, I didn't really have anywhere to stay. They wanted me to live on the ship, but I didn't want to because you have no privacy, you can't really do much. So I started staying with them, and they put me through hell and back. They put me through hell and back, to say the least. Always having me watch their kids. Their one roommate was a drug dealer, so it was a lot of like crazy stuff going on, and I was just at one of the lowest points in my life. So all I can say is be selective with your friends and who you surround yourself with, because that can really impact you as a whole, because who you surround yourself with says a lot about yourself. So I'm more selective now, and I'm not dealing with those people that are long gone and cut off. But yeah. Number four, travel. Traveling is so much fun, and I haven't really done any solo traveling, although I plan on it because I always want my friends to come with me, but some of them don't really have monies, and then I don't want to pay for people because every time I pay for someone to go somewhere, they never pay me back, and I'm so over it. Again, that's why I say don't give people your money. Learn the hard way. But yeah, travel as much as you can. Obviously I'm in the military, so sorry, makeshift tripod, but obviously I'm in the military, so it's a little bit easier for me. But even before the military, I've gone on like cruises and stuff with family, or like taken like small trips with friends to the beach for a weekend, you know. Even if it's something as simple as driving like 2 hours away, travel, because you don't know what's out there until you get out of your city. So yeah, that's number four. Number 5, coming in hot. Control temptations with food. Cook more food and eat out on the weekends. So cook more food during the week and then indulge a little on the weekend, you know? Just really learn to not always eat fast food every single day. And I suffered a lot with this whenever I first got to my ship, because everyone would always leave and go get fast food or go get food for lunch, yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, man, this is hurting my wallets. And also, I'm getting kind of chubby. I try to hide it, but I got a little chubby, you know? So honestly, just control temptations with food. And I still struggle with this to this day. I feel like a lot of people struggle with this. Like, you can try as hard as you can, but you're gonna get those like cravings, especially the midnight cravings. I just ordered myself some food, but it's also the weekend, you know? I'm trying to let it slide, but I'm gonna cook tomorrow, so I have food for the week. So, but yeah, just try and control temptations with food, or at least practice portion control. That's another big thing. So yeah. Number 6, some people are meant for a lifetime and some people are meant for a season. You can't put lifetime expectations on someone only meant for a season. I don't really think I need to dive too much into this, but let me say it again. Some people are meant for a lifetime and some people are meant for a season. You can't put lifetime expectations on someone only meant for a season. So like, maybe you had that ex-fiance, ex-significant other, or even just friends in general who you thought would be around forever, but what do you know, they're not. It fucking hurts, okay? Yeah. But, you know, I try to look at it as, you know, that person wasn't meant to be in my life, and that's for a reason. And God has taken them out of my life to open the door to bigger and better things, you know? So don't put lifetime expectations on someone who's not meant to be around for that long, and they're not going to be around, because the more you keep putting these expectations on them, the more disappointed you're going to be. Number 7, just because they meet your family does not mean that relationship is going to last forever. Especially when I was younger, I always thought, hey, my parents met this person. Like, oh my God, it's so cute. Like, we're going to get married. No. Honey, my ex-fiance met my family. As you can see, I said ex. Just because they meet your family does not mean y'all are going to get married. And it sucks, because I hate bringing people around my family just for us to break up months later. Whenever the hell we break up, it just sucks, because then I'm like, damn. And I don't want my family to look at me a bad way because I keep bringing different people around them, even if it's not like every single week, you know, it's months apart and stuff like that, but it's still like, it just sucks. So take your time with letting people meet your family. And if they do meet your family, it's not a guarantee that it's going to last forever. So just give it some time. Number 8, praise in public, reprimand in private. And this can go for work and relationships. So in relationships especially, do not argue with your partner in public or around family, because then that's just going to give people around you a bad outlook on your relationship. And then also, I like to think of this as like manifestation. If people are like thinking bad things about your relationship, it's only going to hold your relationship back and bring your relationship down. We need to manifest good things. So be like, oh yeah, my partner's great. They did this, this, and this. And they're going to be like, oh, I'm so happy for you. Yada, yada, yada. Like, I hope y'all work out, you know? But, and the same can go for work. Praise in public, reprimand in private. Because if you're scolding someone in front of other people, you're kind of an unless it's like something like they really, really deserve it, but still, no. Number 9, cut people off. People only have access to you if you give them the access, even if it is a family member. That's number 9. So don't be afraid to cut people off, especially family. I've cut off family because they continue to do me wrong time after time after time, and because they're family, I try to forgive them. But sometimes enough is enough, you know? So it's okay to cut people off and set boundaries for yourself. Otherwise, people are just going to think that they can walk all over you. And that's just the hard reality of it. Number 10, set boundaries and stick to them. Most of my boundaries I have now come from life experiences I had in the past. You have to learn and figure out what you are and aren't okay with. So yeah, Set boundaries. That again goes with what I was just talking about. But set boundaries, and this goes for relationships, friendships, family members, everything like that. And I like to set it at the beginning, especially in relationships. That way, you know, if someone makes a mistake and they go against your boundary, then there's really no excuse for it, because it's like, I already told you I wasn't comfortable with this and you went ahead and did it anyway. Or even with family and stuff, be like, hey, I'm not okay with that. I just don't like it. Da 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 da. But yeah, I think that pretty much goes without saying. I don't really have to dive too deep into that. So, number 11. Perception is key. Just because you know who you are as a person, people perceive you in all different ways. So how you address people and leave a first impression matters. So again, I think this goes without saying. I don't think I have to dive too much into it. But for example, I brought a friend around my family. Let's just say that we're gonna call them whoever, da 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 da. And they said hi, of course, and they were super nice. But then for the rest of the night, they just kind of sat in the basement on their phone the whole time. And it's just like, I guess you don't have to chit chat with my family every single second, but socialize at least a bit, you know, because it's just like, so yeah, first impressions matter. Always, you know, greet people, be nice, all that good stuff, and just be respectful, because people remember that stuff, because my family still brings up that thing and since that happened. So yeah. Number 12, forgive. You don't have to forget what people do, but forgiving, it will allow you to make peace with yourself and move forward. And I had to learn a lot about this because I've gone through some crazy stuff in my life, and I just don't like to forgive people, especially if it's something like really big. Like sometimes I get it, but eventually, especially if it's years later, forgive that person. You don't have to forget, and yeah, you don't have to forget it, and you don't have to act like it didn't happen, but it's okay to be like, you know what, that was a while ago, I'm gonna forgive you, because that does not define who I am now, and it doesn't define you. I'm still not comfortable talking to you, but I will forgive you, and we can move on with our lives, and it'll just bring peace with yourself. So yeah. Number 13, learn the difference between lust and love, because they aren't the same thing. People have sex all the time, and oftentimes as females, we tend to be emotionally attached with sex. If it started with sex right away, that's what the expectation will be, and that is what it will continue to be. I had to learn this. I dated this guy for like a month, and he was a really person. And just like, he went against all my boundaries, again, set boundaries in the beginning, and was doing so many like messed up things. And in reality, he just wanted sex, because that's what it was from the beginning. That's what it continued to be every time I saw him. And at the end of the day, we didn't really spend any genuine time together. And whenever we did spend time together, it was sex. Sex, sex, sex. So yeah, I bring that back to say, learn the difference between lust and love, because I thought I loved him, but in reality it was lust. Because I'm like, ooh, pretty boy, ooh, penis. Like, no, there's a difference, sweetie. You don't love this man. So I had to learn that the hard way, and that man got kicked to the curb, and he is blocked. No, we not putting up with that in 2025. So yeah, number 14, keep learning things. Even if you aren't in school, you can always learn new things, skills, or just different things about the world. So this can go with like work, this can go with like reading books, this can go with like travel. Like, a good thing about travel is whenever you travel to different places, you can see the different types of culture, and that's one thing that I love about traveling. I just love the culture. Like, even coming to Bahrain for the military, I was like, ooh, let me try this food, or ooh, they speak this language, or ooh, this is how they do stuff, or ooh, these are how their manners are, you know? Just be open to learning stuff. Or also in the aspect of work, whenever I came here on my first week, obviously I know my job, but I went around to everyone at their desk and I was like, hey, you know, show me a little bit, let me see what you do, and then maybe I can learn something from it. So just be open to learning things, even if you're not in college, because I'm not in college. But yeah. Number 15, You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You have to put yourself out there. So with this, I wrote down talk about Bahrain. And so I wanted to travel so bad and to go somewhere. And originally I was supposed to go to Germany for 8 months. And I prayed and I prayed, and they were like, yeah, you're going. But then someone else took it. And that sucked so much. But I put myself out there, and I told my senior chief, I was like, put me on the list for whatever opportunity you have. I don't care where it is. I just want to go. I want to get experience with my job, and I want to learn stuff and just see the world. And that's what I told him. And he was like, oh, well, we have another opportunity for Bahrain. I was like, okay, put me down. And then what do you know? I'm here. So it's really just be willing to put yourself out there, because even if it seems like something small at the time, you putting yourself out there can make the biggest impact. And I know whenever I go back to the US after being in Bahrain, I'm gonna go back knowing that I learned so much. I met some amazing people. I met my boyfriend. And yeah, so just be willing to. Number 16, don't let others dictate your emotions. So I struggle with this a lot because I'm the type of person where I constantly have to be talking to someone. I'm a very social person. Like, I'm social, but also I hate people. So it's like a limited amount of people I talk to. If that makes sense. I feel like so many people get me, and I don't even have to explain that whenever I say that, is that I'm a social person, but I hate people because people suck. So don't let people dictate how you feel. You know, it's important to find things that you like to do so you can put yourself out there and go do stuff, so you're not constantly relying on talking to people. Or even whenever you're like talking to someone and say they're not responding or something, or say they said something that you didn't like so much, don't let that ruin your mood for the rest of the day, because I have struggled with this, and we all do, and I still struggle with it. But it's something I'm gonna continue to try and work on, is not letting people dictate how I feel for the whole day, because one small mishap is not the end of the world. And that person not texting you back within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes is not the end of the world. Go read a book, go work out, go do something, go make a YouTube video. So yeah. Number 17, stop ignoring red flags. Stop ignoring red flags. Every time I've ignored a red flag, especially if it's a big one, I put myself in a bad situation, not just for relationships, but in life. And this can go back to the Mika and Adrian thing. I could see all the red flags from the beginning, but because I didn't have anywhere to live, I was willing to push those red flags aside and be like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. Y'all are giving me a place to stay. I appreciate it. And then boom, bad thing after bad thing went wrong. Boom, this happened. Drug dealer did this. Ooh, Mika's getting into a fight, or Adrian's doing this, and just some rumor after rumor. Like, no. Pay attention to red flags. Or like the love versus lust thing. Saw them red flags from the beginning. Sex on the first night. Like, make that man wait. Pay attention to the red flags. Stop ignoring them. And with my boyfriend now, if I see something I don't like, I wouldn't say if it's a red flag, but if I see something I don't like, address it. Like, I'm not gonna go into anything, but there was something I didn't like, and I was like, hey, I'm not cool with that. That needs fixed. Like, and know your boundaries again, and stand on them. So yeah, and the issue got fixed, and now we locked in, twin. Sorry, that was cringe, but y'all know, y'all get the point. Okay, number 18, trust your gut feeling, especially women. Women's intuition can be so strong, and a lot of times it's right. So let me tell y'all, whenever I was with my ex-fiance, I was going to see him, and it was a 4-hour drive. And I think we had been arguing a little bit previously that week or whatever, but I don't know. So I drove there, but while I was driving, I had the strongest gut feeling telling me to turn around and go home. The strongest gut feeling ever. And I even texted my friend about it, and I was like, something's off. And I just know it's off. And I don't know what it is, but my gut is telling me to go home. But I didn't listen to my gut feeling, and I went to see him. And that weekend, I found out that he had cheated on me. So, yeah. Trust your gut feeling. Your gut is going to tell you when something's not right. So, listen to it. Number 19, it's okay to date around and have fun, but people's emotions are fragile and should always be cared for. So it's okay to date around and like go on dates with different people and whatnot, but don't completely lead someone on. Like, if you're just feeling around and stuff, or you just talking to them, be like, hey, I'm just feeling out how things are going, you know, I like you as a person, yada yada yada, but I don't know if I 100% want a relationship yet. I just want to see how things go. Simple as that. Or if you just want to hook up, be like, hey, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, I'm just looking for a hookup. Would you be down? And if you're not, that's okay. I respect that. We're grown. We're all grown here. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Number 20, manifest, manifest, manifest. When you manifest and speak things into existence, you start to believe things and you attract that energy that you are putting out. So manifest, manifest, manifest. I manifested traveling with the military, and I prayed over it, and I put it into existence, and I asked for it, and I said, I'm going to travel. I want to travel. It's gonna happen. And I'm literally in a nice hotel right now in the Middle East, in Bahrain. So manifest, manifest, manifest. That could even be the tiniest things, as telling yourself, hey, you look pretty today. It's gonna be a great day. Things are gonna be okay. Simple things like that is even considered manifesting. But any big goals you have, just speak it into existence. Keep pouring effort into it, and hopefully 9 times out of 10 it'll probably happen. Number 21, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes you need help in order to learn or grow as a person. So I struggled with this a lot, and this can go for like work, this can go for anything really, but for me personally, this was me doing counseling. So again, the whole Mika and everything went down, and after everything finished with them, I was still in a pretty dark mindset, and I just didn't know how to handle my emotions, so I put myself in counseling. I asked for help, and it really did help. You know, I talked to them about everything that happened. We worked on like coping skills for my anxiety and just understanding my emotions, and it was nice to actually have someone to talk to about the situation. So just don't be afraid to ask for help. Even, I mean, at the time I thought it was kind of stupid putting myself in counseling, but it got to the point where I felt like nothing else would help. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. Even if it's at like work and stuff, like I'll be like, hey, I don't know how to do this, or hey, I don't know where this is, can you show me where it is, yada yada yada. Ask for help. Number 22, the right person for you will come when you least expect it. Sometimes you have to kiss a couple toads before you find your prince. So I like that quote. Princess and the Frog. Gotta kiss a couple frogs before you find your prince. But yeah, because I would constantly search for relationships, and I'm such a hopeless romantic that I just love and love everything about love. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I ordered room service, so it came. But like I was saying, the right person will come whenever you least expect it. The way I found my new boyfriend, I wasn't even looking for a relationship. Honestly, I was in my, I just want to around and find out phase, to be honest. Not really, but basically just hook up and someone to hang out with, you know, while I'm in Bahrain. And that's how I met him. And we went out to eat, and then I invited him back to my room. I know, kind of crazy. Invited him back. He ended up spending the night that night because we really bonded, and I was like, you know, you're cool. We work on the same base essentially, so we got to know each other, and yeah, I wasn't looking for anything. He just kind of walked into my life. He's a little light skinned. But yeah, it always comes when you're least expecting it. So just give it time. Don't try and force it. If it's meant for you, it'll be for you. Number 23. find a solid group of friends. In bad times, sometimes all you need is a good group of friends. So I recently, well, not like recent, but within the past year at least, got a good solid group of friends back in the US that I can talk to about stuff. And we hang out, or like we do stuff together for like the holidays. We did a little New Year's get together. So, or we did a Halloween, we went to a Halloween party. So just like stuff like that. Find a good group of friends that you can talk to in hard times. I can talk to my friends. And yeah, I mean, I think that goes without explanation, you know? But yeah. Number 24, kindness goes a long way. Sometimes people are having rough days and your act of kindness could make the biggest difference. So I've been having like bad days at work where I'm like super stressed, and I remember this one girl complimented me on something as simple as my hair, and I was just like, that really made my day. Like, complimenting people and just being kind and nice to people can really make someone's day so much better, because you never know what they're going through. So leave it at that. Number 25, last but not least, guys, okay? Use protection during sex. Not just birth control, use condoms. Your girl has messed around, she's around and found out, and got herself a little yeast infection. Might do a little girl talk maybe for another video, just talking about like hygiene and like taking care of yourself as women. But use protection. Use protection. Use protection. Use protection. Thank God I'm healthy now, and it wasn't anything too serious. But you never know, so use protection. But yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you if you watched all this way. Put a blue heart comment down in the comments if you watched all the way to the end. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and like and subscribe down below. Hope you have a wonderful day. Mwah.